Hi, Ilma. How are you today?
Hey Chaya, I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being here today. Today, we're going to be addressing some of the beliefs that women have around investing and ask you some questions about some ways that women can do to enhance their financial well-being. So, first question I have for you. One of the important reasons that cause gender saving gap between men and women is the knowledge gap between around investing. Oftentimes, women believe that investing is actually like gambling. What are some ways that you can suggest women can do to shorten this knowledge gap and enhance their knowledge about investing?
Thank you. Thank you for that question.
Mhm.
That's a very good question. And I do come across that belief relatively often.
Mhm.
Um, I have a lot of female clients, and I love chatting with them about investing and sometimes breaking down these barriers that were created to keep us from delving into it. I think fundamentally it comes down to being comfortable talking about your finances
Mm.
and then investing in particular. We learn in different ways. All of us like to learn, whether it's from reading or we're visual people. We watch podcasts, we might listen to podcasts. Now people are, on the bus, in the car. There's lots of different opportunities to absorb information. And so doing that is a good way to inform yourself.
Mhm.
And I just recently found a podcast that I really love. So
Oh, what is it?
it's called Ditch the Suits.
Oh, cool.
And I was looking and I was just really delving into it over the weekend because
Mhm.
it's an easy format to listen to. But the favorite thing about absorbing all this information is that then I can discuss it with the people around me. I love chatting about these new concepts or this new knowledge that I've acquired and discussing it with my colleagues, with my friends, with my
Mm.
family. I talk my fiance's ear off about these kind of things. And I love talking about it with my brother as well, in
Mhm,
particular, because we are like-minded in this
mhm,
particular area. And so discussing it with people, it kind of breaks down these barriers that we
mm,
have in our mind, and it allows you to also have these insights and share opinions, maybe having your opinions a bit challenged. That's not a bad thing. That's a really good thing. That's
mm,
how we grow, and that's how we um, thrive in the
mm,
topics that we are interested in. And so I think it's important to allow yourself to get this information, and also if you get the wrong idea out of it, don't worry, it's fine. Just have a chat with someone, and just
yeah,
but don't be afraid to make mistakes. And investing itself, you see, you were talking about women thinking about it a bit like gambling.
mhm.
And I guess just to give you a little bit of an idea, I mean, not
Mm.
you in particular, because you know, but to our listeners,
Yes, please, yeah.
it's so think of it as you've got your staples in your pantry, for example, right? You've
Mhm,
got your
yeah,
staples, you've got this idea of what you want to do for the rest of the week, and you need to buy your groceries, and
mhm,
you need to decide what you need in your shopping list.
mhm,
Fund managers have these fundamentals that they follow, these investing principles that they follow in order to make all the right choices and give you the type of investment that you need in order to succeed in that financial plan that you've got for yourself. So
mhm,
they've got, you've got your deli meats, you've got your vegetables, you've got your dry goods. Investment managers have that particular type of fundamental concept built into that strategy, and then based on that they are choosing things that offer you a really well diversified portfolio that's spread, whether it's spread geographically, across industries, across sectors, and that way you are not just taking a gamble on this one company that might do really well or it might not, and you holding that particular stock of that company, and you've done your research, but it could still go either way for that particular amount of time that you're holding that stock for. What you're doing is with a well diversified portfolio, whether you're going DIY or whether you're going through a channel of professionals, you are wanting to spread that risk across, so that for example, there's some company at the moment in Germany who is not doing so well because the price of electricity has gone up 100%. So their cost of production is really high. And that affects not the value of their products and services, but it affects the price of their shares, because that's just how the stock market works. It goes up and down because these different things across the world affect how people perceive that particular commodity, and they either want to invest in it and buy more, which raises the price, or they want to sell it because they're scared that it's not going to do well, so they just want to get rid of it, and that drops the price because it saturates the market. So there's this particular company in Germany, hypothetically, that's not doing so well, and you've got that in your portfolio. But at the same time, there is this company in America that's a pharmaceutical company that's bringing out flu shots for the season, which the flu season is approaching in the Northern Hemisphere because they're going now towards autumn and winter. And they're doing really, really well because they're distributing all these flu shots across different medical centers across the country. And their stock price has gone up because that product that they're bringing out is really valuable. And people see that this company is going to do well for the foreseeable future. So everyone wants to buy it. And so the price goes up really high. And that makes the share price of it quite valuable in your portfolio. So while one is going down, you've got another one going up, and you're balanced out across the board. And that's just two companies in that portfolio. Typically, portfolios that are really well diversified will be invested in hundreds of companies around the world. So it takes away that gambling scenario from the situation. And while there's always going to be volatility, and the level of volatility that you're comfortable with will differ from me to you to the next person over, because we're all different people and we have different ways of dealing with risk and different ways of dealing with ups and downs in life. Stock market is a reflection of that in a way. But when you've got the right information and you go into it armed with knowledge, it's not just a gamble. It's a really, really good tool to build wealth and to give you some financial freedom.
Oh,
so
awesome.
I've gone on about it, but I really am passionate about this, and I want women to see it more than just a gamble, because it is a very valuable tool, investing.
Yeah, I like that you said it's actually, if we look at it in a way of like a financial wealth, increase financial wealth tools, then I think that sounds a bit better. And and thank you for explaining how investing works, because I'm sure that will be beneficial to someone. You
My
explained it
pleasure.
really well. All right, so second question I have for you is, in general, research has shown that women are more conservative and has less risk intolerant than men, hence lower number of female participants in investing. With a lot that has been going on in the world right now, causing the market to be volatile as ever, and investment are producing less return, does this mean it is very risky to start investing now? What are some ways women can do to build our tolerance?
So it's not necessarily um, more, it's not necessarily a riskier time. It's a much more volatile time. And
Mm,
there's a difference. People tend to use these two words interchangeably, but there is a difference between the two. And it is now in a time of the market is correcting itself because there's all these things going on across the world. There's unsettling in Ukraine with the Russian-Ukrainian situation in the Eastern Europe area. There is still some catching up to do from COVID affecting the global economy for the last couple of years, as well
mm,
as other aspects of our lives. And this is what it affects people, which are ultimately the ones driving the market behind the scenes. And
mm.
so, funnily enough, it is actually the best time to start investing.
Oh,
It's
wow.
important to, yeah, um,
You wouldn't think so, but
you wouldn't think so, but think about it like that. The stock market is down, and it actually what's happened is that all of these prices in the shares that you're buying, it's like it's on sale. It's like the best
mm,
laptop in the market all of a sudden went on sale, and you've been waiting for the last year to buy something that you really want. And now, for that $1,000 that you've saved, not only can you buy the laptop that you want, but you can buy an iPad as well.
mm,
Hypothetically, you couldn't buy it for $1,000,
yeah.
but just hypothetically.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening with the prices in the stock market, that they've reduced to the point where it's such a good deal.
Mm,
Now, it's important, going back to what I said in the first question, to be well diversified, to spread the risk, to be invested in lots of companies around the world, and cover yourself in different areas, different sectors, different industries, geographically as well as uh, economically. And what is happening is, because the prices are so cheap, it is a really good time to make your money go that much further.
mm,
To It's like, going back to the analogy of the pantry, it's like all of a sudden sugar went on sale, and you've got, you love baking,
yeah.
and you want to stock up on that because now is the good time to do it. And that way
Mm,
you don't have to buy it on a regular price every week
mm,
or every
yeah.
month or however often you need it. And so it's a really, really good opportunity to get into investing. Um, I, funnily enough, I started my own investment portfolio back in March, which was like the
Oh,
worst time supposedly, and the market was at
yeah.
its lowest.
Mm,
But in the finance world, in the strategy of a seasoned investor, these times of volatility, these times of market correction don't come very often. They
mm,
come once every 7 years or once every 10 years, and you want to make the most of it because these are the money makers. And again, I go
mm,
back to, it's important to have a good spread, and it's important to be invested with a reliable, whether it's an ETF, an exchange traded fund, which has a block of, from, let's say, top 500 companies in the US, or a combination of that and a market of Japan and a market of New Zealand and Australia, or whether it's a managed fund, which goes a bit more into specific companies that the fund managers believe are going to do well in the future, or whether it is DIYing and you're choosing your own investments. It's important to be well diversified, and it's important to go with a type of investment that is matched to your own level of tolerance, that is going to go through those ups and downs to the level that you're going to be able to sleep at night knowing there are going to be those ups and downs, and how far they're going to swing on each end of the spectrum. But so long as you know that about yourself, you know what you can tolerate, then this is a really, really good time to do it. And I'm not saying, this isn't financial advice. I'm not saying just go and put all of your money into this stock market now, because now it's the time to do it. But arm yourself with the knowledge that you need to make good choices, and don't be afraid. Start now. Start now.
Yeah.
Because there is no better time. It can only go up from here.
Yeah.
It'll go up and down.
But continue to go up.
Looking at it, yeah, exactly. Looking at it from a bird's eye view, it goes up.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's such a good analogy, because us ladies love sales. So since there's a sales going on, then ladies, you know what to do. Awesome. So next question, another reason that to cause gender saving gap is that some point in our lives, women actually have to go on career break due to circumstances such as pregnancy. This means that they will have to pause their contribution to their savings or KiwiSaver. Is there anything women can do regarding this to reduce the circumstances effect?
Yes, I think there's a few things that you can do to put yourself in a position where you're affected less by these occurrences in your life. I think it's important, if the situation allows, if you can contribute at least the minimum of, for example, you've got your KiwiSaver account, that $20 a week minimum gives you that about $1,400 of, $1,042 per year of maximum contribution that you put in, and the government matches your tax dollars 50 cents on the dollar, so you get also that government contribution of $521 per year. This will give you the opportunity to continue to benefit from your, what we call dollar cost averaging in your KiwiSaver contribution, because fund managers are constantly on set periods buying and selling stocks from your portfolio, so that they've always got the best possible combination, and benefiting from times of volatility, like we are now, times of market correction, I should say, and buying stocks that are on sale and selling things that no longer serve their purpose. And this will give you the opportunity to always, by constantly buying, you're always getting the best average price out of your investment, because it could be that because of the market volatility, today the stock prices are really high, tomorrow they're quite low, but over the course of these 2 weeks, you are getting the average price, so you're getting the best price out of your investment. That's not to say that you, just because you can't do it every week or every month, you're going to miss out, it's always better to put something in, because you will always increase the power of your base investment, because the more money there is in there, the more money there is to be made. So if you can't do it weekly or fortnightly or monthly, even if you can do one-off lump sums every now and then, please do that, because no matter what, doing something is always better than doing nothing.
Yeah.
And then similar thing, you know, if you're putting money into your savings and you've got a savings goal, if you can find some spare cash in your budget that allows you to put it towards that, please do. Also, if your circumstances allow, you know, have a chat with your partner, maybe sharing the contributions that they're putting into their savings or KiwiSaver or your investment. Share it amongst the two of you somehow, if they're the ones that are going to work and, you know, bringing money in. Perhaps engage in some form of DIY investing. There's plenty of very useful platforms out there like Sharesies and Invest Now, and they're great for buying into these ETFs or constructing your own portfolios. These things are a bit more, you need a bit more knowledge and confidence to construct your own portfolio. So again, please don't just, you know, take my word and go off and put all your money into that. Do your research, have a chat with a professional if circumstances allow. Even come through National Capital and get a free health check and get a free review of your KiwiSaver. And we can talk about your investment options. And if you're feeling brave and with some spare cash that you find in your budget that week, like I said, Sharesies or something like that is a great place to buy some really, really well diversified investments. And the beauty of that is that when you see that amount growing, you will do everything you can, within reason, of course, to try and find some spare cash to put into it and continue to grow it more and more. You get the bug.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think talking through it with the people in your life that create that support system for you is a really good place to start. And just minimum contributions, trying to find that little bit of spare cash that you can put into it is a really good step to take.
Yeah. Awesome. You have mentioned, kind of covered my next question already. My next question for you is actually about, so how to start, when to start, and all of that. You mentioned like small contribution, Sharesies and things like that. And like retirement seems so far away for especially people in my age. What is the importance of starting to save now or investing now? And if you have any more advice on how to start, please do give us a little more.
Yeah, I think it's really important to start now, because it gives you that ability to take off some pressure from, you know, yourself in your 40s or 50s. And retirement is just around the corner. You don't have a nest egg set aside, and you have that much more pressure to make more money so that you have money to put aside. Start small now. It sets these really good habits of staying within your means, putting money aside, improving on your investment knowledge, gaining that confidence, and really giving yourself the best chance to succeed. It's like brushing your teeth every day. You know, you don't all of a sudden need a fortune to go get dentures one day because all your teeth fell out.
That's a good analogy.
And so, yeah, I think I think it's just about setting those good habits and
Mm,
taking off the pressure from future you to set you up
mhm.
for retirement.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a really good thing to do to set an hour or two aside on your weekends and go over, 3 months of your bank statements. Maybe start by categorizing your spending so you know where your money is going. Because I
Mhm,
find myself, I now that I'm used to it, it's much easier to know where my money is going. But
mhm.
when I was first at uni, for example, I was just swiping my card and I'm just like swipe, swipe, swipe. And then you just don't realize all these little things that you just, I used to love going to the $2 shop and it's like, oh, it's $2, but then I come out of there and I've just spent, $50 on all these little things
Yeah, I'm guilty of
that
that
have
too.
turned into. And so just knowing where your money is going, it's really important,
Mhm,
because then you also can start seeing little things that maybe you don't need to spend on. Um,
mhm,
you can categorize your spending on things like, you've got your rent or your mortgage, you've got your utilities like electricity and water and this and that. And then you've got your discretionary spending. Now focus on that. Where is
mhm,
that money going? You've got
mhm,
the staples that you need. You need to have a roof over your head. You need to have electricity and
mhm,
water and this and that. And internet's become, quite a necessity now.
mhm,
But if you can look at that discretionary spending, maybe buy one coffee a day. If you're a coffee aficionado and you love your takeaway coffees and you're buying 2 or 3 a day, maybe take one out
mhm,
and put it towards that investing. Um, think of it like a game, don't put too much pressure on it,
mhm,
because everything you're doing by following these tips, you are already putting yourself in a better position than you were before.
mm,
And no matter how big or small what you're doing, that amount is going to be wonderful, because it's
mm,
going to have that snowball effect and you're going to get into it. And take the route that's best for you, whether it's putting it in the savings account or a term deposit or talking with a financial advisor um, to discuss investments outside of those options, whether it's optimizing your KiwiSaver. It's all good stuff.
mhm,
So think of it like a game, and and have fun with it,
mm,
but also do keep an eye on where your money is going. Set that time aside. 3 months is plenty to see where your money is going, what's happening, and
mhm,
it gives you that opportunity to find these little spots of that you don't even realize that you're putting money into,
mm,
and put it to better use, for lack of a
mm,
better term, or something that will set yourself up to be successful financially, and it'll take off so much stress in the times to come.
mhm. Awesome. Wow, that was so informative. Thank you so much. I
My
hope that
pleasure.
your interview today will help a lot of people and encourage women to start investing and talk about it and discuss with people around them. So, thank you so much for your time today.
My pleasure. Thank you
We'll
as
see
well.
you
Thank
next
you for
time.
bringing me on, and see you next time.
See you.